Hey, 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 hey. What's up, everybody? Oh, I'm under this bright light. All right, let me see if I could cover it and give y'all today your bread and butter. How y'all doing? I had a pretty good day, so I'm excited. God has just poured on his blessings and things are just working out the way that they should be. So I want to give a praise break and just say that before I bring to you guys. So I have a few things, so I'll be reading from it that I wanted to bring. So they're in order already of how I want to bring it to you guys. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about writing down things you are grateful for. So once upon a time, I was at a church service and someone was speaking about how they had a cork board up and they posted up every time something, a blessing or something good happened to them. And I thought that was awesome because so many times in our lives, we just sit down and we think about all the things that go wrong. And we don't often share or talk about the blessings. Once something changes or once something goes good, we kind of just keep it to ourselves or maybe share with a few people. But most of all, most of it, we're not saying, wow, I got blessed today, this is what happened, but we always hear like, I'm going through a hard time, blase blase. So that's why I'm sharing today. Guess what, y'all? Today, after my prayer time with Real Talk came on the line, and then I had my own alone time with God, I broke through in my prayer, and I just boom, 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 been seeing some blessings. There has been a shift or a change in my situation of where I'm staying. So I want to thank God for that. And just for a little bit longer, I'm able to be here and present. Keep praying for me. I'm thankful for those of you who have prayed and have helped me out. It may come a little bit later. It's still helpful, whatever you can do. And if there's anybody out there that want to help me move, come on, y'all. I'll maybe have to buy a whole lot of food, cook a whole lot of food. Anyways, so I wrote this actually a long time ago. I do a lot of journaling and I have stuff from way back 2012, even from high school and college, etc. So I had written some of this, but I reviewed it again. I wrote this January 23rd, 2017, and I have written 10 things I'm grateful for. So it's funny because as I reviewed it, I only got to number 8. I never was able to write 10 things. But as I was reviewing it in 2018, I was able to write 2 more things because some of those things were still things that I was thankful for. And they were like general things and some bigger things, right? And so it says here a car that is paid off. I just got a car recently in March, and I'm just gonna be thankful and say that I'm grateful that it's paid off in Jesus' name, right? So I noticed here and I wrote this. Why is it easier to point out the negative in ourselves than to look for the positive? Making a list like this took longer than I ever expected. With God, being open and grateful for everything should be our goal. So no matter what is going on in our lives, like I was saying earlier, is being thankful for what we do have. Of course, we hear everybody saying that, and sometimes when we're in the middle of something, we start to think about this is what we need now. Forget about what we got before. Forget about what we've received in the past or what we have. That's irrelevant. I just need this other thing right now. And I don't think that people are genuinely trying to be selfish or trying to portray that that's all they ever need and that someone else isn't in need. I've been there, so I can tell you from experience, it's not all the time that you're out, you want that need, because it's a humanly feeling to want this need that you have right now to be fed or to be completed or to be broken through. And so it's very hard to just sit down and just say, I'm going to be thankful. But in the last few weeks, what I've really tried to do for myself and being intentional is sit down, write down affirmations, look at what I'm thankful for. And when I start to go into my time where I'm either meditating or just thinking and kind of trying to work through things that are in my mind, instead of saying, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, that I gotta do this, I pause for a minute and say, okay, I am thankful for, let me think of something. I'm thankful because I have two screens that I could work out of. This is an old, I have my laptop and an old desktop screen, and I can work and do some work, a little side hustle. For someone. I'm thankful that I could be helpful to someone and give of myself, even though I'm in a place of need. My need, like I said last week, or 2 weeks ago, will be taken care of. It will be provided for, and it shall come to pass exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And so as you start feeding those positive things into yourself, or pausing yourself, it has to be on purpose. I've found, because trying to have things just happen naturally, our natural humanly instinct is to ask. Just like our kids. I give my son an ice cream cone. He wants some sprinkles on it. I'm like, yo, sprinkles cost a little bit extra. Why you gotta have the sprinkles? Why can't you just have and enjoy a plain ice cream cone, right? So I'm saying that to say, it's a humanly thing. And when we look at our kids, if we look at ourselves sometimes through what our kids do and through what they're going through in situations, we can almost see our adult self in there. And so I just want to encourage you to sit down and write 10 things you're grateful for. And if you even if you cannot come up with the 10 things, or there's more, keep going. And once in a while, go back to those things and say, in 2017, I was thankful for my children. I was thankful for a place to live. I was thankful that I had a car that is paid off. I was thankful that I had food stamps during that time to help us with food in the house. And I put LOL. I was thankful for my church. I was thankful for God's grace and mercy with me. I was thankful because things always work out. I was thankful because there were people who really care about me. And the last two, I said, I was thankful that I'm able to be a person that gives chances to others, even when I'm hurt. Thankful that I am able to be my authentic self, flawed, raw, and real. So when you point out those negative things, look for counteract it with a positive things. Yes, we have to be real. We have to be authentic. Yo, Natasha, sometimes you could be a little bit too bold for some people. Get it. I'm not perfect, and I understand that sometimes I can be too much. Do I need to stop being that person? No. I need to probably develop some other skills or work around those skills to be able to influence others or work with others, or possibly just stay in the realm of those people that need to hear things in the raw, authentic self during this point in time or in another season. So even though there's people that may be a little bit like you, they're not. Essentially, they are not fully like you. We need you in this world. Start pointing out the positives. Do it intentionally. Do it with purpose. Write it down. Review it. Look over it. And never stop trying to bring out who is your better self. And I just read something else today about the principles of sowing and reaping. And we talk about that. I'm talking about that and showing that you're grateful for something else. Sorry, not somebody. That was a Freudian slip. Because if you sow into yourself will reap as well. We often think about sowing and reaping in the material things or in giving, so someone's going to give back to me. But what about sowing into your soul? What about sowing into your mind? What about sowing into your heart? What about sowing into your inner self, so that energy that you're putting in can pour itself out and flourish amongst other people? Is it always going to be, hey, hi, ho, hey? No, we all have good and bad times. We all have our ups and downs. But if we constantly are around things that are negative, our inner self is going to be negative and look negative to other people, because that is being poured into ourselves and by other people. But if we start changing that and counteract that, no, I'm not going to believe that. No, that's not the way it's going to be. We will flourish into grateful, positive beings that we need to be, so that we can have a better future and a better tomorrow. If you want to read this or catch me on something else, please look at noshintheraw.webstars.com. I'll see you guys on Friday. Love y'all. Have a good one.